Let's go to London, where Tara Kangalu is waiting for us, a journalist, fellow at the East-West Institute. Tara, of course, you covered the 2015 agreement. You know the ins and outs of this story immensely. What is your feeling right now, both as a journalist and an Iranian?
I think I'm going to speak as a journalist, objectively reporting in Iran and also in the United States, personal opinions are on the side. Objectively speaking, I think you have to look closely at who is behind all of this, who is really steering the pot and causing all this tension. And that person is John Bolton. John Bolton is someone who has a strong track record of causing tension and turmoil in the region, as everyone knows on this panel, and it's public information that he was one of the architects of the Iraq War. In fact, he was involved in fabricating facts about Iraq and Saddam having weapons of mass destruction, causing a lot of similar turmoil in the media that eventually led into the invasion in Iraq, and in a sense justifying it at the time, which eventually led to the discovery that there were no weapons of mass destruction, and all of that was to serve certain interests and drive certain agendas. So that is very clear. And another point is, this is more of a Saudi Arabia/Israel fight than it is the United States. And I believe that the Trump administration has to figure out whether or not they want to fight the war for Saudi Arabia and Israel, who are afraid of their position and standing in the region. Again, if you look at the Middle East, if you look at the region, everybody has their proxies, everybody has their interests, and everybody is using whatever power and means that they can have to push their own agendas. And the fight here is between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Saudi Arabia now, is really close to the United States, so they have them on their side. Then the third point here that your other guest mentioned, and that being the Iranian people, this is something that I've written about extensively, and I always say, knowing the nuances in Iran, a country of 80 million, where the majority of the population are, yes, against the regime, but the regime insiders who make a powerful minority very much benefit from these sanctions and the isolation that was created under President Ahmadinejad, and to an extent is created now. So the ones suffering from this pseudo war that is already going on with the stifling financial situation are the Iranians, everyday Iranians. So really, the war with Iran has, in a sense, already started, because those hurting from this are everyday Iranians, and the regime insiders are only emboldening in their position. And again, ultimately, one point I want to say is that, again, your guest from Washington addressed this, and that is regime change. Ultimately, again, this has been, on the record. The Trump administration, in this case, John Bolton and Secretary of State Pompeo, are very keen in leading this tension into what would be a potential regime change that they can orchestrate from inside Iran as a result of stifling economic sanctions and financial turmoil in the country.
Tara, thank you. We need to leave it there. Short break, and then it's part two of this debate on the situation between the US and Iran. Stay with us.